Welcome to MakeFoodMakeLove.com. I'm your host, Catherine Lee. Today, I am really excited because we're going to be spending time in the kitchen with the most caliente chef I know, Chef Maria with Sirena Seafood. Sirena Seafood is a food truck here in Houston, and you can catch her at the hottest spot serving the freshest seafood with bold, exciting, delicious, and flavorful Latin-inspired flavors. So, Maria, tell us about yourself. How did you get your start in food, and what makes you love food?
I grew up in a very culinary family. Like my mom is a big cook. She's like the best cook in the family. My brother is an amazing chef. After that, I just went to school, learned a few skills, but it was always a thing that I always loved doing. I've always loved to cook. So just going to school just gave me that extra kick, and I've loved it since then.
Can you tell us a little bit about what made you decide to open your own food truck and how that's been going for you?
I just decided that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to open up a food truck, give another alternative to other businesses out there, and do more healthy foods. In the summers here in Houston are brutal, and sometimes you don't want to eat a very heavy meal, or sometimes you just really want to watch what you're eating. So I really decided that like seafood was my game.
We're in the kitchen with Chef Maria now, and she's going to show us how to make her version of arroz a la tumbada.
Very good.
So, Maria, what is arroz a la tumbada?
It is a very traditional Veracruzan dish. It's rice with a very like very tomatoey and seafood broth, and it has all kinds of seafood. Like you can make it with whatever you like. If you like shrimp, you can put shrimp in it. Put tilapia or whatever kind of seafood you want in it. Really, it's a very flexible dish. So today we're making arroz a la tumbada with forbidden black rice, a really healthy and really delicious dish. So first what you want to do is get your skillet really hot, just put it on high, and the next thing you're going to do is add olive oil. I particularly like to use like local olive oil, but that's just me. So this is about half a cup. Our oil is hot. We add the rice, and you see that sizzle? It's amazing. And the reason why we do something like pilaf style is because it brings out the natural nuttiness of the rice. So right now we're going to add the leeks. Make sure to always check on your temperature because you don't want to overcook or burn leeks. And this happens with everything, like something like onions or garlic. You really want to be careful when you're cooking them because when they burn, they taste awful, and you don't want that. So already you can see how like the black rice colors everything. So really you're not going to see a lot of the coloring of the leeks. It's going to turn purple. And I think this fits in with Catherine's idea of the rainbow. Eat the rainbow. Okay, so now everything's covered and all the nutty flavors have come out. So we're going to add about a cup of white wine. And if you're using a gas range, be very careful because it tends to flare up. Add about a teaspoon of salt. I just do it with my hands because I'm awesome like that. I don't really know what a teaspoon looks like. Trust me, I'm a chef. So now that the wine is evaporating, we're going to add about 2 cups of seafood stock. And you just let it go for now. I like to check the rice in 10-minute intervals because, you know, sometimes you just make a mistake or whatever. Or if you're like me, you're drinking while you're cooking. So you kind of you lose track of time. So, um, so just let's do it in 10-minute intervals, and it cooks just like white rice. So, but you want it to be, as opposed to like a regular white rice, you want it to be a little bit brothier. It looks so happy, doesn't it? Look at it, look at it. It's so happy and it's giggling or sizzling, whatever. It's the same thing. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes that we have this rice cooking. We turned up the heat a little bit more, but medium high, just so that to help it go a little bit more. So right now, we're going to mix 3 tomatoes. I like to use on the vine tomatoes, but you can also use Roma. Just make sure that they're really, really ripe. And also, we used about 4 large garlic cloves. And, let's see right here. I'm a cook, so I like to go by handful. So let's do a handful of cilantro and a cup of this. By the way, right here is to me, it's the holy trinity of all Mexican food. So, but for this particular dish, you're going to add 1 cup of seafood stock just to get things rolling and being awesome, and whatever, blah 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 blah. Most of the liquid of your rice should be like almost evaporated. Remember that this is a brothy dish. So we add the rest of this awesomeness. Okay, so once it starts doing all these fancy pants boiling, you are going to lower the heat back to medium because you want the rice to cook. Alright, so this rice has been going for about 30 minutes, so it should be like a nice al dente consistency. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the clams. By the way, like clams and mussels have like this juice inside of them that makes everything just magical. So let's just add them in there, and some mussel that got, as I said, we wanted to go ahead of time. So, and here are the mussels. By the way, just if you can, when buying mussels, make sure that they're alive. Like you really have to make sure that if they don't close like this, like if they open and they don't close again, that means they're dead. So you just chuck them. We're just gonna cover them and wait until they open up. So look at my delicious pretties. They're all open and gave us the gift of their juices. So we're turning it off and we're putting this away for now. So since we don't want to cook our salmon too much, but we still want to eat it with our broth, we're going to cook it separately, which really doesn't take that long. So what I did, I just seasoned it with a little bit of salt, and make sure that your oil is nice and hot to get a really good color on your salmon. And you always put it presentation down. Okay, so this is what you want to show to your guests or your lover.
Now, let's taste the delicious meal that Chef Maria has put together for us. I am so excited to dig into this arroz a la tumbada. This dish reminds me of everything I love about paella. But the best part about this dish is that it's like the dressed up adult version of paella, but it's super healthy because you use black rice and a bunch of fresh veggies and seafood. As you can see, we cleaned our plates and we cleaned our glasses and a bottle. But that was off camera. Anyway, thank you so much to Chef Maria with Sirena Seafood for joining us on Make Food, Make Love and showing us this absolutely delicious and authentic recipe. How can people find more information about you?
Well, we have sirenaseafood.com, and it's Sirena. seafood.com. Um, and you get from there you can get all of our Twitter feed and Facebook feed, and you can find where we're at all times.
You guys heard it, SirenaSeafood.com. And for more delicious recipes and tips, check MakeFoodMakeLove.com.
Do it.